Hi there, it's Erena Oliver here from Enriching Relationships. My passion is about helping people to live enriched, co-created and empowered lives through breaking the cycle of abuse. So I'd like to share with you some insights that I've had about the abuse and to be able to break this cycle of abuse. So this piece of writing is called Eradicating Terrorism, Breaking the Cycle of Abuse. Are you familiar with the terror of abuse? The terror of judgment, criticism and blame, the powerlessness, trauma and depression that they create. Their impact in society is insidious and damaging. We see it in homes, workplaces, schools and organisations. I'd like to take you behind the scenes to understand what we're up against, for it's time to eradicate the terror, the lack of safety and the cycle of abuse that many experience daily. To eradicate the terror of abuse, we need to understand what and who created it, what keeps it alive, and what it creates. You may have experienced the terror of judgment, criticism, and blame as you grew up. And maybe you're still experiencing it today as a theme in your life or just sporadic incidents. There are many creators, parents, family, co-workers, peers, teachers, bosses, people who make you feel that you don't matter, that you're not good enough, that you're stupid or dumb, that you're a waste of time. These create terror, but what keeps terror alive in us and in our society is our own personal daily use. The put-downs, criticisms of ourselves and others when we perceive that we've said or done something wrong or not good enough. Constantly comparing ourselves, regurgitating events, going over what we should have, could have, might have said or done. The pity parties that we attend in our head, and the stories that we keep telling ourselves or whoever will listen. I think you get my drift. We keep this terror alive daily with our degrading and disheartening self-talk, which in turn feeds what this terror creates. This terror creates fear that has us feeling numb and powerless, numb with depression and desolation, thinking that we have no choice, that we're a victim, we're helpless and hopeless, that we cannot change, be happy or free. Yes, this terrorist is very much alive everywhere, in our minds, feeding self-hate, fear and powerlessness and depression, with judgment, criticism and blame. It's an undercover operator, lashing out with thoughts in our mind, with words or fists when it feels hurt or wronged. I call it the inner terrorist. In society, we see time and again the shame and victimisation which perpetuates the cycle of abuse. There seems to be an inherent need to hold someone accountable, judge, criticise, blame or shame, instead of empowering through education. Is there a solution? Can we eradicate this inner terrorist? I believe so. While most people look outside of themselves for solutions to their challenges and traumas, the answer is inside each one of us. Self-respect, self-acceptance, self-appreciation. This creates respect, acceptance and appreciation of ourselves and others. and helps us all feel safer. Now imagine if each person became more aware of how their thoughts, words and actions make them feel. How do they feel? Respected, accepted and appreciated? Or judged, powerless and fearful? We'd be far less judgmental and critical of ourselves and others, and we'd be less quick to blame and shame ourselves and others. Because we want to feel safe, respected, accepted and appreciated, and it makes us feel so good, we'd choose more and more to quit the judgment, blame and criticism. Then we'd find that the inner terrorist no longer has power over us. The resonance is not in us anymore, and we would realise that the cycle of abuse can be broken. Interestingly, the more we feel safe, have respect, self-acceptance and self-appreciation, others seem to want this for themselves because they see how happy and free we are. We become a way shower for the eradication of the daily internal terror that we see so often expressed in our workplaces, schools, homes, through depression and mental health conditions and abuse. As more of us eradicate the terror and cultivate respect, appreciation and acceptance for ourselves and others, we feel safer. We create a new paradigm, paving the way to empowerment and enriched relationships. Through this, we break the cycle of abuse.